Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Austin Talks, where today we are doing our weekly production movies and news. This video was supposed to come out yesterday, but it didn't because of a file issue of trying to upload uh, on YouTube. So that's why that's why it's just come out on this day. But obviously, if when it's fixed, it'll come out um like as usual every Friday. So without further ado, just wanted to let you know about that. So let's just get right into it. So this week we got an announcement for something called the Batman the Gargoyle of Gotham. Now, it's a comic announcement. Now, while this is not a movie or a TV series, it was shown as an animation. That is actually something I wanted to talk about. Now, a comic for this is being released based off the original Gargoyle of Gotham. But the animations that they make for these comics, because they've been doing it a lot, they are used to in these trailers, and they're really well used. This also attracts an audience that reads this will attract an audience that will read these comics, because comics aren't really read anymore. They're read online, but these will obviously pique the interest of people, making it more like they want to watch it. And it does actually look like a pretty good issue from the animation. So I think animations on YouTube about a comic is actually a really good way to advertise it, if you ask me. Yeah, Doctor Who, David Tennant's special official trailer. Yes, this week we got an official trailer. Now, for a while now, it has been teased that there would be the return of David Tennant, but also that would it would bring David Tennant's Doctor Who back. We saw this when Jodie Whittaker changed into David Tennant, the 14th Doctor, which is still a bit continuity theory. But this week we did get an official trailer for this special, and the storylines does seem pretty good as well. Now, it's about him and Donna Noble meeting for the first time after her memory wipe. Because if you remember, after when Martha and Rose and Donna were all in the same episode, after that, when the Daleks came, she had to get a memory wipe. Now, I think this will actually be a really good extended storyline for that, and it will be nostalgic for the people who watch David Tennant. And even though she was my least favorite companion, as she was, but it will still be a nostalgic return for the people who are diehard Doctor Who fans, because David Tennant's Doctor is just something. It's just something else. 10th and 11th are the best, that's for sure. Oh yeah. This week, or I think it may have been last week, we are getting a new Conjuring movie. Now, with the recent addition to the Conjuring universe being The Nun 2, it was about time that they announced a new Conjuring movie. It's called The Conjuring: The Last Rites, and it's the fourth installment of the movies. And I believe as person who watched. I watched The Conjuring briefly. I know that Valak is the big bad, she's the nun. Actually, I don't even know if it's a she or a he, but that's the main demon. And then in the Devil Maid, then there was the Curse of the Lorona, or whatever. I don't know how to say it, but yes, I do briefly watch them, and I think this is actually a really good addition. But it needs to be the last one. But the spin-offs I think are necessary in terms of the Conjuring movies, but you need to make this the last one. You can have spin-offs like the Nun 2, and the Curse of La Lorna. You can have those, but this needs to be the cut-off, for in order for continuity. And I do the Conjuring. It used to terrify the out of me, but I've grown to like it over time. I do like the concept. The Nun is the best, I must say. But Nun 2 was not received quite well, but I liked it. I'll get onto that in a little bit. But yes, well, now that we're almost in, tomorrow is October, so I'm not surprised that we got a lot of horror stuff. But Saw X came out with another clip. Oh God, I hate obviously I watch them for content, but I hate watching them because they make it like. I'll explain just a tiny bit after this. Now, what last week we got a preview for the first iconic trap, which was uh, the eye trap, and from what I believe, he does get out of that because there is no leaks online that he get that he dies, so I'm gonna presume that he does live. Now, from the first iconic trap of the movie was, but this week we got a clip for Mateo's trap. Now, every trap makes I, all of these traps make me feel really icky. And apparently, I watched a lot of like uh, I watched online about this like Saw X walkthrough experience, and like it's a gallery of all of his traps, and this was one of them, and every trap makes me feel really icky. But this movie has so much to do with like you don't need to watch the other movies to actually understand this, which is why I think that's actually quite interesting. But this one is it's on a whole nother level. This movie revolves around the people who wronged him when he tried to get rid of his cancer, because he had cancer and then he was told to go to this place in Mexico. Because of the cancer, like they knew how to treat him, and they said they treated him, but they didn't. Now, it does actually, it's a very good storyline, but horror is still just not my thing. I mean, I'll watch a bit of The Conjuring, but still. The concept of the trap is brain surgery. Can you get the link now? Yeah. So, the whole concept is they have to get the brain tissue out. And in the Saw X walkthrough experience, the whole point is you have to get a amount of tissue, like a small amount of tissue from the brain in order to save. And from what I can see, it's either he gets electrocuted or fried, or his head gets squashed. It's really I don't know. But every Saw trap is just oof. This reminds me of like the bear, like the was it the reverse bear claw, bear trap? That's an iconic one, but that's on a whole nother level. But yeah, you can definitely understand how this is a gnarly one. Um, yeah, more down the horror spectrum. We got a Goosebumps series date announcement. Now last week or the week but before, we got a confirmation date for when this was going to be for this rebooted series, and when will it release? And it's set to release on October 13th, which is this year. It actually lands on a Friday, which is quite convenient actually. At first, the series did get a bit of backlash because of the remake and all that, and I do get that. But all of the episodes are based on the books, and I've read all of the books. They're so good, but it does seem like a fair modern twist on the books. And the last one is Welcome to Horrorland, which I'd love to see. Now, I agree that Slappy doesn't look like the Slappy you all came up to be, but when they do remakes, you have to understand that just because it's not gonna always look OG. When it's first done, it's not gonna look the same. And then there's which is something you have to deal with. And we're gonna get the Haunted Mask for this as well. Yeah, this does seem like a very good series that I am gonna watch. But this does seem like the Goosebumps story does actually seem pretty good. So I'm curious to see how this plays out, and I will. Maybe I won't do a details video. I'll do a review on the series. That's for sure. Oh yeah. Netflix's Squid Game Challenger series announcement. Yes, this week we got an announcement for this. Now, the premise of the show is really cool, but when I clicked on the trailer, I thought it was like season 2 of Squid Game, or like a spin-off. No, it's just a reality TV show. But no, it's a reality show that is based on the premise of Squid Game series. But the difference with these is that probably they don't die, and that the series has a prize pool of $4.56 million. and this is the first that they ever had in a reality TV show, and that there are 456 players that participate, very much like the game, very much like the show. Now, I like the premise of the show, and I will definitely watch it because it does look like a good laugh, but and I do want to see what the traps are, or like what the obstacle course is, and I think this will be quite good, and I think they should probably continue this like Squid Game challenges. I think that would be a very good thing to continue, and I don't know when this releases. I am not too sure when this releases, but I would love to. I can't wait for this to drop. It's a British TV show, so it's either going to be ITV or like BBC. I doubt BBC. I think it'll be like ITV or something. Hey. Oh yay! For those who watch The Office is officially being rebooted, and that is currently in the works. The Office is a very popular sitcom in the world of cinema, and it has just been confirmed that they're getting a reboot. I've never watched it, but I definitely want to. After my rerun of Big Bang Theory, I'm gonna watch The Office, but I definitely want to watch it. But I understand how this can irritate people, and I'll explain it why. If someone rebooted the Big Bang Theory, I would be peeved out of my mind, because you can't reboot something that's already a masterpiece. It's just wrong. But it would basically be another sitcom in the sense that they could be like the People's Sons. If any of you watch Open All Hours, they could be like, oh, these are my kids and I work in an office. Yeah, so I really do wonder how this will play out. Personally, for now, I need to watch the series myself before I can make a valid opinion. But I would understand how this does irritate people. But I was also curious to see how this happens. Oh, is this it? Is it? No, is it? I'm not too sure if it is the end. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, I thought I'd put this at the end. But no, The Nun 2 and A Haunting in Venice box office comparison, as I did last week. From this graph, it is pretty self-explanatory. Last week, The Nun is still ahead of the game compared to A Haunting in Venice, but on Rotten Tomatoes, The Nun 2 really did flop for some unknown reason, leaving A Haunting in Venice up by 21%. Now, this is funny to think about, because the concept of the box office is the money that is received on the weekend that it happens. And The Nun 2 had more interest, didn't mean that it was better off out of the two projects. Yeah, just because it got more a box office, because I think that, what's it made? Haunting in Venice has currently made 25 million in box office, yet The Nun 2 has made about 70. So that, I do think that makes sense, because people obviously like the Conjuring universe, but obviously it's not a good, it doesn't mean it's a good movie. I mean, I enjoyed it, but still. Oh boy. There is another DC Multiverse movie leak! Yay! Now, recently there was a picture of Brandon Routh's Superman and Michael Keaton's Batman on set or something, and they were on set together, but it was apparently not allowed to be posted or something. That's what I read on the article. But this immediately went viral, and people are now starting to speculate that there is a good chance that we get a DC Multiverse movie. Again, but it'll be before the events of the new DCU. Why? Because of the way that The Flash flopped. That flopped because of the storyline. They're just probably going to do that again. Don't do it. Now, I really don't think that this is a really good idea, and I think I'm going to make that very clear. Not good idea, but it is. If it is its own movie, then I think that it would be acceptable. If they did something like the Crisis on Infinite Earths with multiple franchises, that would be fine, and I think that will be acceptable to some extent. But I honestly want to hear what you guys think of this, because I don't know how I feel, but yeah, it's unfortunately it is something that is happening. I mean, we haven't got a confirmation, but yeah. Yeah. I just think this poster's just a bit okay. Now with Expendables 4 just being released, there has been obviously interviews with Sylvester Stallone, and one of the questions that came out of the interviews was the possibility of a Rambo 6. Very much so, yes, and he says that it is more than likely going to happen because of the writers. But personally, he thinks that it's not a good idea because they did end because the one they ended off was called The Last Blood. They were thinking of calling it New Blood. It doesn't make sense. But this is all that we know so far. But the idea of Rambo 6 was floated around a bit. But I am curious to see the approach to this movie because the Last Blood was actually quite cool. But yeah, I'd like to see how this does all plan out. In terms of like storyline wise, if and I don't think it will happen. But even though he still thinks it's happening, but obviously you don't go on a movie. You can't have an actor that doesn't agree with it. It's just you need an actor that's like committed. So I don't know how they'll if they'll do this, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, this is the last thing. Smile 2 confirmation officially. Now, Smile was the most popular movie of last year in terms of horror. So to think that we are getting a new one is quite understandable. But I never saw it because I you guys know my speculations on my opinions on movies, horror movies, but. As I say, I never saw it, but I kept on seeing it was advertised, and we did get a little sneak peek on when this project may be released. And it will be released next year, October 18th. And the plot of the first one revolved around the smiling demon or something. And based on the other horror cliches, I imagine that this will come back and then burn more houses. And I mean, the poster alone is quite terrifying. Yeah, it's quite terrifying, and it would be I only say this because Joker releases only 2 weeks after this, but I would love to see Joker integrated into this, just like in a horror way, or have a clown or some. I mean, clown is a horror cliche, that's for sure. But I do want to see how this goes. If you have, I would like a Joker reference at least. That's all I want. Yes. Right, everyone, that'll be the end of today's weekly, this week's weekly news, production news. So I hope you, guys have you've taken some of that, and I hope this gets you excited for stuff. Right, other than that, everyone, if you do enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you would like to see on the channel. Now, without further ado, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!